When a massive steel vessel vanishes on the open ocean, the physics involved are usually violent and predictable. The immense weight of a sinking hull drags the remains straight to the seafloor, leaving behind only debris and an empty horizon. But nearly a century after vanishing from the naval registry, a different kind of anomaly emerged. A massive early 20th century freighter was found drifting on the currents, surrounded by heavy fog and 90 years of absolute silence. The initial boarding party recorded a series of specific tactical facts. The hull was unbreached. The lower decks showed no signs of catastrophic flooding. Yet from the bridge to the engine room, there was no trace of human life on board. This presents a significant forensic problem. Mariners rarely abandon a structurally sound vessel without a compelling, immediate reason. This ship remained buoyant and fully equipped. We are left with a massive physical contradiction. The survival of the ship itself stands as the primary piece of evidence that suggests the crew's departure was prompted by something other than a sinking hull. To understand the mechanism of disappearance, investigators must first evaluate the exterior condition. The investigation begins by testing for the most common maritime triggers: structural failure from a rogue wave, a disease outbreak, or internal conflict. This 3D wireframe stress test against a rogue wave shows no distinct shear line breaches or blunt force trauma. Internally, scanning the bulkheads reveals no damage either. A violent struggle leaves bullet impacts or forced entry marks, but the architecture here is entirely unmarked. The possibility of an outbreak is also unsupported by the internal state of the vessel. In the medical bay, there are no human remains, no biohazard containers, and no signs of improvised quarantine zones. The physical state of the ship directly contradicts the theory of a sudden, violent catastrophe. A conventional maritime accident would have left behind evidence of the struggle to survive. With physical forces ruled out, the investigation shifts to the vessel's last recorded coordinates from 90 years ago, looking for environmental factors that could impact navigation. This map tracks the ship's plotted course, intersecting with a region of extreme magnetic variation. When an analog vessel enters an area with volatile shifts in the Earth's magnetic field, the compass vectors spin erratically, stripping the crew of their primary navigational reference. Trapped in open water under heavy cloud cover, the loss of direction can induce severe disorientation. The psychological weight of drifting blindly often leads to a breakdown in command and decision-making. Throughout history, mariners have constructed legends of sirens and dimensional rifts specifically to explain the vacuum of data left by these terrifying natural phenomena. While a magnetic anomaly explains how a ship might lose its way, it does not explain how it loses its crew. The specific event that forced the men off the ship remains the missing link in the investigation. A forensic sweep of the most intimate spaces on board, the living quarters, reveals details that point toward a mass psychological event or a coordinated evacuation. The mess hall and private cabins are frozen mid-routine. Half-eaten meals remain on the tables, and personal belongings of significant value were left untouched in their footlockers. This top-down schematic of the ship's main deck highlights the lifeboat davits. Every single lifeboat is missing. The loss of this escape capacity suggests a coordinated, intentional exit from the vessel. This pattern of behavior is sometimes linked to collective hysteria, a shared, contagious panic that can spread quickly in isolated, high-stress environments. The state of the deck suggests a chilling scenario, that a crew, for reasons that may never be fully recovered, viewed the open ocean as a more viable option than remaining on their ship. Modern forensic logic can eliminate several variables, but the ultimate fate of the men who went over the side remains hidden behind a 90-year gap in history. We are left with three established factors: a structurally sound vessel, a region of navigational instability, and the physical proof of an intentional mass evacuation. The vessel remains a silent monument to the ocean's power to displace human life, while leaving the physical structures of that life perfectly intact. Weigh the tactical breakdown of this evidence and make your own determination. Was this the result of an environmental anomaly, a psychological break, or something else entirely? If you want to explore more maritime mysteries and forensic history, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Then join the discussion in the comments. What do you think happened to the crew?